Hello there, Bloomerinos. Good to see you. It's Khalid coming in live from the Bloom Room. How's everybody? I hope you're having a super night and you're ready to have some fun. Tonight we're going to be making a swag, guys. So those of you who are interested in learning how to make swags, you know Design School is open for new students right now. And we just did two really cool swags. I'll give you a little sneak peek. There's one, and we did another one live the other day. So you can see it right there, guys. I'm sorry, I touched the screen and messed up the whole screen. Hold on. I just shouldn't be clicking buttons. Danger, danger. So today we're going to be making a swag together. So welcome, come on in. Let's have some fun. Tonight we are going to be, I'm going to show you kind of how this whole combo is coming together in my head, okay? So it all started with this really pretty plaid ribbon, okay? I love this one and how it's got that lime green and the regular green. I think it's really, really pretty. So that's going to be our primary bow on our swag base. We're working with a smaller swag base tonight, guys. So we're going to come off of it, but you're going to learn in design school, if you join our class, a lot of times you can start with a smaller base and you can come off of it. So come on in. If you haven't liked and subscribed and followed us wherever you're enjoying watching the video tonight, please do so you can get more content and enjoy. And the design school we're talking about is our course where we have several hundred members in there. And what we do is teach you how to create and learn the principles of design. And it's all silk flowers. Of course, we do tree toppers for Christmas time. We do table pieces, centerpieces, arrangements. We have all of that in there. And when you first join the class, you get access to the latest 24 videos. And after you've been in our class for 6 months, then you get the whole portal opens up for you. So those that joined in the spring, the exciting thing for them is their whole class is about to open for them this month. So I know they're very excited, and they'll have access to over 240 videos, just a bunch of recorded content. And I'm also live in there every week teaching and creating, and of course, creating this fun fellowship together. So tonight I'm going to give you a sneak peek behind the wall of what we do. Now, I kind of started off shaking hands with this, and when I start creating, I like to kind of have it flat. And I will bring some pieces back in as I'm working with it, but think of this as kind of the spine or the skeleton of our design, all right? Now, I want to work with these gorgeous red pieces. These remind me of like showgirls. Like, these are fancy. They're full glitter. And a lot of times you can just tear these stems. So if I can tear it, I'm going to tear it. And then if I get up here where I need to cut it, I'll cut it. I like to just keep it easy on my hands. I've had a couple hand surgeries. I've been doing this 25 years, guys. I've done craft shows for a living. Now we have our own website. We teach you how to design, and I sell floral supplies as well. But I have done all this. I have a lot of experience creating and learning how to create quickly. We have a high volume Etsy shop where I sold thousands of wreaths. And so I needed to be able to make things fast. So tonight's design, I feel like, will be a great one to get you into swag making if you've never done one. Okay? Now we're going to keep it really dramatic too, which is a lot of fun at Christmas. It really is. And we did play with some boho fall designs this fall in design school, and which really were a lot of fun because we got to be very dramatic for fall also. You guys, I was over at the new studio today kind of trying to get things set up so we can go live from there soon, and I'm telling you, I cannot wait to show you the cute Halloween stuff that we made in design school, but I'm setting it all up in the new studio, so it's pretty exciting. Okay, we're going to put our first piece in, then I'm going to come a little bit down and put our next piece in. And I am putting a little glue on each piece and then putting it in and holding it with a piece of pine. So it's kind of like my backup plan, that this is going to go in and get in there nice and secure, but then this pine is going to hold it. So you can come off really far or just a little bit, as much or as little as you want. So I'm going to take this one and put these three pieces in to get started. And kind of just staggering them right and left. One of the other cool things about being in design school is you get discounts on our supplies. And we have 2 discount codes. We have one that if you spend over $100 and you use your design school discount code, you'll get 10% off your order. And then anytime you spend over $250 on supplies, you get 20% off your order. And I like to say, anytime you're going to go shopping, just use that discount code, because that's going to pay for your membership for 1 month anytime you are shopping on our website. So if you find yourself shopping a lot, it might be beneficial for you to join design school, even if you don't come in and learn. I mean, we want you to learn, but there is an advantage to your membership. Now this is a bow I did earlier, and I'm thinking it's going to go right in here. So sometimes I like to tie my bow first to see, okay, if that goes in there, then I need to see how far I want to come down so I can shift my placement. So I'm going to come a little bit down. I leave an empty space. I usually call that the bow zone. And we'll leave the bow zone a little bit open, and we'll bring these next pieces in. So we're going to use some just gorgeous glitter. I haven't even shown you the fancy flowers that are going in here in a second. We're going to get the background created. So in the spring, we call this kind of greening out the base, where we use greenery in the back. But at Christmas, I love for this to be very dramatic and glittery in this particular design. Let's say we were doing something that was more primitive or country or rustic, all of those type of words. If I want to use that type of design, then these could be gorgeous long needle pine or something like that. There's just so many fun textures to play with. I'm just over here cutting over the garbage, y'all, so I don't have a disaster. Okay, so just like I teach in design school, we're going to use opposite placement. So what I've done here, we're going to go opposite when we come down at the transition point. So you'll learn about transition points in design in our class, so that way you know how to keep your designs looking neat and clean and not have elements fighting each other. That's one of the basic beginner mistakes, is just to shove things in and not think about their placement. And if you want to eventually sell your work, or you want to be the envy of the neighborhood, you've got to really pay attention to the details when it all comes down to it, because that's what's going to set your work apart from the competition. You know, it's those little steps that are going to help do that. If you wonder what I'm dipping into, this is an electric glue skillet. Great question. That is holding glue. It's for cooking, but we just put glue in it. If you do try one of those out, remember, you can never leave it unattended. It can catch fire. You gotta stay with it. So I'm just going opposite. So my next piece will go opposite right here. How easy was that? Okay, you can do this. You can do this. This is a great beginner project. The difference between beginner projects and more advanced projects are layers and continuing drawing the lines out in pieces. So that's something you learn in design school, where we continue to develop those skills so you can get better and better at creating. If there's any students here watching now or watching the replay, if you guys have questions, they will answer, you know, your questions. If you have questions about design school and joining, and we'll put a link in here so you can join directly, or you can text us the word Bloom at 832-734-5201, and you can get right on our text list, and we'll send you the link to join, okay? All right, here's my bow. We've got our 6 pieces in, great spacing right here. I know my bow is going to go right in here. Now, this is a funky bow. I teach bows also, so catch those videos on the replay to learn how to make the bows. I like it a little bit higher than just dead center, but let me give you a little tip. Like, if you want to shift this to a centerpiece, boom, dead center, and we got a good start on a centerpiece. So all these skills that you learn in class, they can be just easily implemented in different directions and different pieces. You'll find that a lot of the techniques can overlap to different things and different seasons. And when we teach a recipe, basically it's just substituting things in the recipe. And on the supply list, you have a supply list for every project. It's clickable. It tells you how many we used. You could buy the supplies from us, or you could go get them somewhere else. It doesn't matter. You'll get a discount if you buy them from us. If you go and get them somewhere else, you can actually just get a screen grab of the list and take it shopping with you so you know what to grab. It just makes it super easy. I'm putting that in the bow zone to get a little bit of an idea of how much space we need. And then if we're going to want to put some tails in, I think I'm going to go ahead and work those in now. All right? It looks good. I'm going to be adding some more pieces in between, but let's go ahead and put the bow in. And I get that question all the time about, hey, when do you know to put the bow in? And it just depends on every project, okay? And this one, I want to add some tails and some other pieces in around the bow. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in now. So we use a cable tie. I'm not going to get it real tight. Sometimes I want to suck the bow in. This time I just want it pretty sitting on the surface. Great, get it in, fluff it out, make it so pretty and going up and down. Oh, that looks great. And you see how I have it kind of catty corner? So I'm kind of flying this way. If you don't like that, you can center it and just have that go up and down. Totally up to you. Have that control of your design anytime you're creating. The next fun thing I want to do is add in some tails. Because I've got this gorgeous plaid, I want to rock it out up and down and add some action. So a lot of times you can add the tail. You get it? Tail action. It's Friday night, y'all. Gotta live a little. So if you want that to come down and just kind of flow down their door, I like to do it where they get basically a short tail and a long tail. And we could just do it like this. Crimp it up and then just bring the short tail right on top. And you'll get a nice flow. You can also have them match if you want. I'm going to do one longer, one shorter. And I'll just cut that. And then you can actually take the pine and just grab it in there, or I can put a cable tie here and cable tie it in. Different options. I'm just going to use the pine. Whenever I use pine wreath, it's just easy to put it in. And just go right through that center where you have it crimped. Tuck it back in here and then just get that really tight around the pine. And then I'm going to have maybe this piece go behind. And if you need to, you might have to manipulate it, but there you go. One piece go behind and one piece go forward. Can you see it? Okay, so we got a nice flow of the ribbon going down. And then I'll put a little pop going up. So we kind of use the same technique. Can't be quite as long because I want my ribbon to sit up. So I cut like a 20-inch piece here. And we'll cut them at angles. And then we'll just take and crimp that right in the middle, or I like them to not be matchy-matchy. If you're a design school student, tell them how I feel about matchy-matchy. I don't like things to be symmetrical. It's not the way I design, but you can always make those changes to your own piece if that's what makes your heart happy. I encourage you to do what feels good. Once you try out a few different things, see what you enjoy, and you can change up the design to what you prefer. Okay, so you can see here I'm just going to wrap that with the pine to hold it in, and we'll let that piece just kind of come up the top. We're going to be adding a bunch of other stuff to go around it, but it's a good start. Okay, now let's get our gorgeous flowers in. I haven't even showed you these yet. Where are they? Here they are. So I picked out these because they have a pop of really pretty lime in them. They're just a gorgeous lime. So I'm going to add that in a couple of spots on here. I'm going to show you exactly where to put them. Okay, and these come in all flat, and you have to fluff them. Okay, and they have wires behind, which makes it super easy. Now don't cut the stem right off the bat because we need to get our placement just right. So I think a great spot would be one kind of coming off the top of the bow up here. Okay, and we're using opposite placement on this design. We talked about that. I taught you that, and then I'm teaching you about the transition point here in the center. So if we use all those rules, it's just going to come down and go opposite. And right in here. Okay, was that so easy? So easy. And this gets that really pop of the lime green against the plaid. So that's really fun. So let's get those in. And I need to leave these stems fairly long. This one has a price tag I'm getting off here first. But I want them to poke out and do that depth and dimension. I think that makes your work so super special when you have more dimension. And if eventually you want to sell your pieces, it can get you a better dollar amount in the end. I hate price tags sometimes, guys. Jeez. I wish they would have hang tags instead of sticky tags. I got my nails done and I always get them cut short because I end up breaking them. But I need a little longer nail to get that tag off. Okay, let's put this one in coming out the bottom. And I'm going to leave it kind of long. You could cut it down a little bit, but I'm gonna leave it long so I can get it right where I want it. So I'm going to dip a little glue on it, and we'll come in from the bottom. And we'll just push that in. And I'm going to twist it with a couple of pieces of pine around it. And remember, that pine is my backup plan in case anybody starts loosening up. The pine helps hold it. Now let's go up above with this one, and I want to get a good bend on it. So that's something else you'll learn in class is how much do I need to bend and how much do I need to really have it come out. I'm going to show you the side profile of this in just a second. Now I'm doing my best to make sure these do not fire through the back. They have to come into the front of the pine, okay? If I make a mistake and something comes out the back, I can push it back in and fix it. It's no big deal. But as you get better at placement, you will do a better job of making sure it's in the right spot. Now, some of you might be asking, hey, where are we putting our Spanish moss like we normally do? But in this design, I'm going into a pine base. So literally, I'm just taking the pine and tucking it in. I don't have to use the moss to hide anything tonight. Okay, look. Oh, gosh, this is like a sexy Vegas showgirl so far. Okay, so we're going to start to add some pizzazz, but we're doing good. We've got our 2 poinsettias and we got our 6 pieces of the, it's kind of a scrolly print, and you can see how far everybody's coming off. Okay, you see how it's flying off? Isn't that fun so far? And I would say if you wanted to have some pieces that were less expensive for your craft booth, you could stop right here. And you could stop, you'd have less money in the piece. You'd have a ribbon, 2 poinsettias, and 2 picks. And there'd be nothing wrong with it. You could sell these just fine. But what I like to do in design schools, I like to take it up a notch and then take it up another notch. And I will give you stopping points on the videos. I stop and I say, this is a great stopping point. And it could be for your budget of what you want to spend on your project, or it could be the end price and what you want to sell it for. Okay, so let me come in and we're going to take it to the next level now. Okay, twigs are one of the most favorite ways to do that. So I'm going to start off with some red twigs, and then we're going to go a little bit farther with this next crazy thing we're going to put in. Because this is fun. I hope you're enjoying it. Give me some hearts or some love if you are. I hope this is something you want to try. And don't be a stranger. Whether you want to come join us in class or not, just come and join us on our feed here. Come see what we're making next, because I love to share this with you. Now on this spray, it's made a little bit different. So if I were to come in here and tear these off like I normally do, I would have a million. I see the hearts. Thanks for the love. I would have a million little pieces. Okay, and some of you may be familiar with a pick machine. It's a machine you crank and you put picks on things. Clee doesn't use those. I've eliminated those steps from my projects. So when I think about making these cuts, I'm paying attention when I'm breaking down my pick. Remember, I told you I've sold thousands of wreaths on Etsy at craft shows. I did craft shows for a living for 17 years. So when I tell you I do something, there's a reason for it. It's not because I just arbitrarily made up a rule just to be contrary to the crafting industry. It's because I know what I'm talking about. You can agree with it or not. But I'm not picking all this. I just cut this into 3 nice sections and we're going to rock and roll with it. I don't have time to be doing all that. Okay, I'm going to take this and we're going to start to separate it. I call this shaking hands, and it means that I am taking my time to take my pick and spread it out really pretty. Because this is the fun part, you know? You paid good money for these supplies, and now I want to spread it out. You see all that I did? Look at all that. Looks good. Okay, let's start to use these in kind of a zigzag format. So today we've used some triangle placement. We've used some placement that is opposite against the transition. I'm using some verbiage here, but it's okay. You'll catch on. It's not that complicated. So now we're going to use these as twigs, and we're going to come out above the big poinsettia, okay, at the top. And I'm going to start up there and just go kind of right in between my 2 little pieces that have the curlies. I got to get the technical name for that. The swirly sprays. Those are just always so fun. Okay, this one's going to come in here. Oh, you see how fun that is? And that's just shooting out right there. So I'm going to take another piece, and they're going to shoot out right here. And I'm going to use one of these picks at the top and one at the bottom. We're going to use them just right between the other pieces. So shake hands, get some fun. And this one's so fun, you could even like curl it tighter. You could do whatever you want with it. I love things that are wired. You're gonna notice if you've ever shopped on Khalees.com, I try to carry high quality things that won't break the bank, but that literally make your work look so amazing. People just can't believe you made it. That's the goal, for them to go, you made that? And you're like, yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Y'all, and if there's somebody you know that would enjoy this video, shoot it over to them. Send it to them. Holidays are coming. Everyone's going to be decorating, and I can't wait to see what y'all make. It's literally my passion to enjoy what you're creating. I can't wait to show you guys all the pink Halloween. This is going to be awesome. Today we had a problem with the internet at the warehouse, so I was running around troubleshooting that, but I was going to try to go live for y'all and show you what was going on as I was setting up the new space. But then my new neighbor, who I haven't met at the warehouse, was playing a bunch of music. So I thought, before I go over there and just complain about the music, let me try to, kind of meet him. And I did meet him, and he was a super nice guy, and he is actually building an escape room in part of Houston. So it was really pretty cool. It was neat to meet him. Another creative person like us. So once that comes down, I'll have to share with y'all all the escape room details. It's pretty cool. So I've got my 3 picks in there. I've just gone between each section. We're going to do the same thing at the bottom. And on my wreath making stand here, I'll just raise it up sometimes. And I do that so I can get a good look at the bottom. And remember, we're working on that small swag base. This isn't a big base, it's a small one. Let me get one more of the red twigs. So far I've used 2 of these, 2 red twigs, 2 poinsettias. All right? You might be saying, hey, how come we're not working in odds? Well, tonight, we're tricking you a little bit. A lot of designs do include odd numbers, but this bow is functioning as our odd for everything. So it is coming in and breaking up the middle, and it's functioning as our 3rd wheel. Okay, now I'm going to take this and divide it up the same exact way. So I'll just cluster it in my 3 little sections, cut, now we'll put it in. All right, who's going to try something like this? If you're brand new, please say hello for sure. Welcome, of course. And if you have questions about anything, just ask away. We'll get back to you on the replay and answer your questions. And if you have any questions about design school, our class opens twice a year, so this is the time you would want to get in for, you will get some fall Halloween videos, and you'll also be getting all the new Christmas that we're doing. And then after 6 months, the whole mother opens up. Okay, the whole mother load of videos. Okay, and you can also go to Khalees.designschool.com. We have more information there. But we'll post the link to get into class here. If it's not here right now, we'll get it on the replay for you. Or text us the word bloom to 832-734-5201. You'll get information on how to do that. Okay, let's go back to what we did earlier. We did that opposite placement. So my big twig's right up here. So I'm going to go opposite, which would bring it right down here. Okay, this is the same cut we made on the other twig. Same thing. So I'm going to put a little glue on it. Let's go in right in down here between these 2. And watch out for your tail. We already put our ribbon tail in. That's why on some projects I don't put the ribbon in at first. I don't like fighting around stuff. I like to make production time pretty quick and easy. So sometimes I put that in last. Okay, big twig's in. So now let's go opposite right here. And we'll put that medium twig. And make sure you're shaking hands and spreading it all out. Let's give it a little dunk in the glue. This is like the diva swags. It's like, hello, Clarice, I am ready for you. Wait a minute, where did I get Silence of the Lambs? Wrong movie. All right, let's put that in right next to my swirl. My little ribbon tails, dividing that up so pretty. And then I'm going to put my final piece opposite this one, which is just right here. Okay, that was easy. That's some super simple tips you could do and rock this out. Now this one, the stem's pretty long, which would make it stick out weird. So if that happens, you just trim it down a little bit. And now we're going to take it, put some glue on it, and pop it in. Okay, right in here, just pull your bow up. You can tuck it right underneath and let that fun party come right out. Use a little pine to hold it in. Just kind of swirl it around. And now we've got our twigs. Okay, looking pretty good. I'm really liking it, but you want a close up? Okay, here's what we got so far. All right, now there's some thought in this placement. This is not just stuff shoved in. Please don't go shove it in. Just share this video, save it, go back and watch it. Just save the doors all over America. Let's have some thought put into it. Don't make me cringe when I drive by your house, guys. You can do it. Okay, it's looking really cute. I'm loving it. Now let's add this really fun part, the last twist to it all. I gotta show you this garland. And we're not gonna use all the garland, but we have the cutest curly red garland. We don't have a ton of these in stock, but I've been dying to play with it. And it's curly like this, and these are just curls of glitter. And sometimes we take garlands apart. So, and in this particular one, we can just unwrap it like this and take this piece off, okay? And I've done that with 3 sections already. So I've got 3 little sections like this. Oh, thank you. I love you too. Thanks for being here. Look, they come in these little clusters like this, and I'm deciding whether I think this is the type of thing we're going to keep them together instead of divide them. I'm not sure. I couldn't decide how wild we want it. So one of the cool things about silk flower design is I can literally just tuck some stuff in, decide if I like it, and if I like it, I glue it. If I don't, we can move it around. So I'm going to cut off this wiry part at the bottom, and let's put these in. And I've got 3 little sections planned for right now. So let's just take one and go right on top of my twigs that I put here earlier. Oh my God, that's so cute. So I remember I told you earlier, floral design is about building up layers. So now we're coming to that final layer that's really like the icing or the cherry, the really, the little detail that you put on at the end. That's what we're doing right now. So I'm going to put a couple of these in and see if we want more, okay? That one's going there. Then I'm going to come right in here. Now these aren't glued yet. I can decide if I want to glue them. Oh my God, that is so stinking cute. I love it so wild like that. This is fun. Now we're having fun. The first part was okay, but now we're taking it up to the next level. Okay, let's put one right at the top of the bow here. Okay, and I tried to be conservative with this, but I want some more. We gotta have a couple more. Because now I'm in love with these curly things. I don't even know what their name is, but they're awesome. Let's bring this in. Let's get 2 more. We're gonna go back to our odds, and I'm just gonna kind of tuck them in here, and then I think we'll put maybe 1 more lower. And these are kind of just functioning like a funky twig. The reason I didn't separate them out is I don't want this thing to look too wild. And I feel like if we put them everywhere, we get a little bit wild. So I'm gonna end up using half the garland, it looks like. That means we got half for another project. I may have to go swipe some of these for myself. I did not know I was going to love playing with these. This is the problem. We get stuff in, it's supposed to be for sale, and then I hoard it because I love it. I'm like, wait a minute, I need this. Okay, let's get this next section coming in. Y'all, if you just got here, thanks for being here. I'm Khalees, Khalees.com. I teach floral design, silk floral design specifically, wreath making, swag making. Tonight we're making a swag, garlands, all that kind of stuff. And we sell all of this on Khalees.com. And let's say you just say, Clea, I'm not ready to join design school. You can go to KhaleesDesignSchool.com and you can buy 1 tutorial if you want. You see a project you like, you can buy that, try it out, see if you like it. And then if you want to join, you can do a test and then join up after. You've still got a week to join before we close for the Christmas season. So you can do it, your own little test if you want. Okay, I like this, but it's a little too much in here. I'm going to add a little bit more space. I'm going to pull this out, okay? And we're going to move these up just a hair. Let's put this one, I still want this in here, but I want it just up a little bit higher where it's tucking under that poinsettia, okay? See the angle? And that's kind of working and a triangle around the bow. I'm real happy with that. And I think if we wanted to add one more, we could go up higher, up high, and have this go in here. Okay, and then if we wanted to do one more, we go a little bit lower and bring the eye down. So like I said earlier, the last step in designing, when you get to the level where you want to be a designer and make higher level pieces, is extending the eye out and extending the lines on the piece you're creating. And that's what we just did. We just brought that line just straight up and down, and we worked that triangle around the bow. It's good. Okay, I'm happy. I love it. Let's glue it. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece. We're going to start at the bottom. And we're going to use that same technique. We're going to glue, and we're going to wire with the pine. Remember, I'm working on a Christmas base here. Okay, just get in there. Sometimes you got to bend the knees. Some people design sitting down. Clearly, you cannot do that. I have to be up and in it. And of course, you would be facing your own work. I'm just off to the side, so you're not looking at the back of my head all the time. Okay, let's come in here. And in design school, you get a view that's over my head, so you don't see me in the videos. I try to be more out of the video, so you're seeing exactly where my hands are going. Okay, then I'm coming right here across the way. I'm working on my triangle that worked right around that bow. It's just beautiful. So I bet the next time you look at swags online on Colese.com, you're going to look at them a little differently, aren't you? Not only swags, but garlands, because you're like, what can we tear apart? Look at this one. It's awesome. Okay, I'm going to take this last one. We're going to go right up on the top of the bow. Yo, we would love to have you on our class. And this whole next week, I'm going to be live more talking about it. You have 1 week left to join. And if you have questions, please ask. We'd be happy to have you. Once you join, there's no term you have to stay. There is an advantage if you stay to 6 months, because then the class fully opens for you. And we feel like until you give yourself some time to try and make a few pieces, you're not gonna be improving if you're not actually creating. So we try to encourage you to be in there a little bit longer, and then reward you with that big punch of good stuff to come. And we have a workshop coming up. We're going to be announcing soon. And design school members never have to pay for our workshops, even our more expensive holiday workshops. They get in at no charge. So another advantage to join now. What do you think? I think it turned out amazing. I just hope you loved it. I think it just looks great. And I love this lime green that we worked in. We got it from the flowers, we got it from the ribbon, and it's really popping against all the beautiful red in the back. Of course, you can fluff your ribbon up and manipulate it even more, but I think it turned out spectacular. Well, thanks for the love and the follows and the shares and all the things. And we can't wait to see you in our class, where we get to do this every week and have so much fun. All right, I'll see you guys next time I'm live. Make sure you're following, subscribing, liking, and text us at 832-734-5201. Text us the word Bloom, and we'll send you the link for design school, and then we'll let you know next time we are live. All right.